Welcome to State of the Laundry Industry with Laundry Matt, Episode 12, Talking Shop with Jim Antosz. This is a continuation of our conversation from the last episode, so if you haven't listened to Episode 11, make sure to check that out. In the previous episode, Jim talks about how he took his brand new wash and fold business from 0 pounds to 126,000 pounds within 14 months. At this rate, he is scheduled to launder over 300,000 pounds of laundry in year 2. This episode is a meaty episode. You're going to hear Jim talk about his revolutionary new sliding shelf system for his vans. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see photos of the system, and it gets an A+ for efficiency. You got to see it to believe it. You'll also hear about pickup and delivery service radiuses, strategies, importance of employee handbooks, new Curbside Laundry software features, which will help you go after entire buildings, and lots more. So buckle up. And I probably shouldn't say this, but we lost a client. I mean, he's still using our software in store, so I guess we didn't lose him, but we lost him in pickup and delivery. And the reason being is he was doing too good, and his business just grew and grew. And he was picking up the laundry after 5 o'clock and delivering, between 5, and it just got too much. I actually helped him sell his pickup and delivery business to another Curbside Laundries client nearby, and so she was happy. So it all worked out. But you've got a full-time job, but you do such a good job managing your business. I mean, you know the numbers, you set it. Like, I'm just curious, like how you're able to do it, where you're able to set up a business without having to be there all the time.
I mean, my big thing is I hired my manager, Stephanie. I paid her, a good wage. She does a lot of my, stuff that I can't do. I mean, I still try to help as much as I can, but stuff that I can't do, she picks up the slack. Same thing with answering the phone and doing all that. So she's like my right-hand man. Plus my wife helps out. She stays at home with the kids, but she helps out, as needed. So, it's not super bad. With us taking on a second location and stuff like that, we kind of got the system set up there for, from the first one. So the second one isn't going to be that bad, but it's going to be focused on just commercial, just making it easier from a OPL perspective.
And so you just recently purchased the second location, is that right?
Yeah, we bought it yesterday, and we need to hit the ground running. We got linens, a lot of table linens. We're starting to do FR clothing. If you guys are out there, hit up the mills or like heavy industry. A lot of the pricing is very lucrative. These big companies, these big steel mills make millions and billions of dollars. And a lot of it is, you don't have to be a Cintas or a Uni First or whatever. A lot of places, they'll buy their own stuff because they get a better price, and all they're looking for you guys to do is launder it. So there's a lot of them out there. So it's a good opportunity to, if you can wrestle off that business. Now it might be it might be 90-day pay, but they'll pay. But it just, you got to, wait on your money. But it's good money.
Yeah, that's exciting. And we just this morning updated our software. So now for the commercial accounts, not only is it automatically generating the invoices, but it sends them a link where they could just tap to pay, and it'll make bill collection a lot easier. And then you're going to love the multi-location functionality in the software too. Basically what it does, it allows you to, you could log in anywhere, as software's in the cloud. Yeah. And then you could switch between stores. So click a button, you can see how store 1 is doing, how store 2 is doing, what their workload is, how many pounds. Then another cool part is when your truck or van unloads, that reminds me, when your van unloads the laundry, it automatically shows up at the right laundry's order. So the laundry list at that store will start filling up. And so store A only sees the laundry at that store B only sees the laundry at their store.
Okay.
It just makes it easy to manage. So that'll be really cool. So what we're looking at right over here is you developed this new rack system or shelving system for the vehicle. And when I saw the picture, it's like light bulb went off. It's like, oh my gosh, this is too good. Once people see this, I think I see you as a pioneer where you saw an issue, and I guess you've got the engineering background where you saw a problem where I knew this shelf is just so beautiful because I knew somehow it just wasn't super efficient to have a walkway in the middle because that's so much precious space. I mean, that's expensive space. And you just solved that problem. So if you could take us through that.
I grew up in a trade and stuff like that. So we had shelving in there that just, same thing you guys had in your vans, like just on the sides and yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm like, well, we don't need to walk in there and get tools out or nothing like that. So I'm like, we're just eating up the space. So as I looked around, I found this company is basically pull out drawers. It's not super heavy. I think they do 300 to 500 pounds. You can fit, we do basically the same, like the standard 16 by 24 by 36 high bag. So you can fit 9 of them on the shelf. So you got 27, and then you can pull out from the side too. And then we do the 2 hanging racks in there for that. So it's almost like, drawers, like a filing cabinet. You open your filing cabinet up and here you go. Here's customer A, customer B, and it's same thing, but it's super nice with a high top roof. Like the first vehicle we have is just the regular F-150 or Ford Transit, which that limits your height on the third shelf. But with the high top, you have their packages are like 14 to 16 inches high, so it's perfect. You can do 3 shelves, pull it out. You can stand up there. You can get 9 out. 9 packages fit, so it's 27 plus whatever you want to do in the side, and then we have the space for hanging stuff. It works good for us to start out. Now that we're getting into a lot of commercial, we're probably looking at some kind of box truck. Just because how it works, but the racking is super nice. We just bought one for the second van. It's like $2,000, $2,200 for that setup, but it works nice. It's all roller ball bearings. Little kids can push it. My kids are 6 and 8. They can push it in and out. Like it's nice. You can stand off to the side and grab all 9 packages. It's not like you have to reach over top of it.
I just gotta say, it is genius. I mean, it is such a good idea because our drivers like the smaller vans because they're easier to drive, less likely because the drivers don't always don't take those turns sharp, because it's longer than a regular vehicle. So we do have a longer van that holds more, but that kind of makes it obsolete in a sense because we could probably hold more in the smaller ones. And so what winds up happening is, experienced drivers know how to drive it well, but some of the other people cut the turns too tight, and that could be an expensive turn. And so this makes it, everybody likes driving the smaller vehicles, and now you can hold more. So it's just revolutionary. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can customize it to more or less, how you want to do it. I've seen, like, we have Model out here that's a bigger dry. They have pretty much dominate Pittsburgh area as far as the like dry cleaning scene, and I've seen them have like one row down the center and have the shelves on each side that are smaller, but they primarily just do dry cleaning. So, but you can customize it and get deeper shelves. You can get them higher. I think they're like 3 inches high, the sidewall now, but I think you can get them up to like 6 or something like that if you're,
those really sidewalls are nice because when you go around the turns, it helps keep the clothes on the shelves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like a sticky bottom to it. You know what I mean? So once you put it, it's nice because you pull it out, you can set them down. You don't have to shove them in and shove them out.
So. It's got some grip. And if you've got, and a lot of times I've seen people where they'll just do a 2-mile radius around their laundromat because for whatever reason, and I think it's the mindset of like, well, it's nearby the laundromat, so that's where my customers are. But with pickup and delivery, I mean, how far out do you go for your
25
radius?
miles.
25 miles. That's pretty good. We're about 10 to 15 miles. So
commercial is what pushes it out farther, just from we pick up a nursing home, we do this, you know what I mean? So like, it's a nice run if we're gonna go to a nursing home and pick up 1,500 pounds at a clip, versus going to Joe or Bob's place to pick up, 35 or 40 pounds. We're already out there, like I said, we already bought a second truck. We're probably looking at a third truck here by the end of the month.
Wow.
So
incredible.
It's just, staffing's been pretty decent. We pay the girls pretty well. We've learned a lot, as far as employees and ground rules and handbooks. That's another thing. Get a handbook, make sure everything's cut and dry because, you give them an inch, they take a mile. So
that's great advice. Great advice. Yeah. And I'm glad you made the jump into pickup and delivery because, it really is life-changing in terms of because the reason you got into the whole business in the first place, you mentioned, is passive income. I know it's not so passive in a sense, but it's income and you're building wealth. This is your business.
The amount of people that call us day in and day out looking for service, even it goes a long way with older people. We give them the senior discount. We do a whole high rise in one community that we just start at the 8th floor and just work our way down and pick them all up. And, we don't charge them the minimum, but we're stopping and picking up every week 15, 20, 25 of them. So it works out. They get a better price and, they love it, especially in a wheelchair or stuff like that, So, we do the dry cleaning, which is a nice add-on piece. It's not like our bread and butter, but, it's nice because it gives people that option,
Yeah, and sometimes they wouldn't have placed the order if you weren't a one-stop shop. So don't give them a reason to go elsewhere.
Right. Yeah.
And you bring up a great point. Like sometimes if you're doing pickup and delivery and you're already doing pickup and delivery in a building and you feel there's a lot of business there, maybe drop off a brochure or card you can put them on their doors because you're already there. And then you're lowering your per visits or your per stop pickup cost to virtually nothing. You're already there. And then inside our software too, you could change, the order minimum, you could change the price per pound on an individual customer basis.
Yep.
They've got a lot of flexibility to really cut them a deal and provide incentive to just capture that building.
Right. And then even the Airbnbs and stuff like that, also looking into, because we've had a few as far as management. I know this is a separate side piece business, but a lot of times these places, they can't find people, so they're looking for you to manage their inventory. So like we started with one place that we buy the towels and the sheets and stuff for them, and we set their par, and then as the stuff get ruined or they add on more locations, we just keep pumping it full of the system. So that's another add-on. If you like, we have the space to do that, and then once we get bigger, we'll just get a warehouse. But it's additional 20%, just more money that you're going to bring in, and all you do is have to sit there and just have the inventory, and eventually it goes through. You go through it, and then you're good.
Yeah, and the customer next time around, the customer is paying for the inventory. So that's fantastic. I mean, you really help illustrate just there's no limit. I mean, there's different niches in the business, and it looks like you're open for those opportunities, and looking, hey, how do I do this well? And so, we're just so happy for your success, and I'm really glad you're with Curbside.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Like I said, we got next location. We're looking at a third location to do strictly more heavier commercial stuff and institutionalized stuff. So like, as long as you want to grow with us, we'll grow with you guys. So
terrific. And one of the things put in the email went out today regarding the new software updates, we put in I believe it was over 600 hours in the most recent sprint, and we're already working on the next 2 sprints right now. Basically, thank you for your support, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to make the software we want to make, for everybody. We could be just doing a lot better if we just kept the software the way it is, but we are committed every month to pouring in a ton in development because we want to have the best software. So anybody just even thinking about getting into the space, they're going to say, wow, there's already like 5 years of software development by these guys. There's no shortcuts. I mean, there's a lot of nitty gritty stuff that you wouldn't even know about unless you're in the business.
Yeah, and we looked at some of the other ones, the Springboard, Happy Nest, and a few of the other things. And just with your guys, I own all my customers. I can set how much I spend for advertising. I'd rather be in control. I spent the money, to start the business. So I'd rather be in control of it versus, having to share a percentage of my profits and having outsourced call centers and stuff like that, which, yes, I mean, it might work for some people, but it just doesn't work for me. I guess it depends on how you want to be a business owner. If you want to be hands-on and know what's going on, and I know that it's shameful to say this, but up until a 2 months ago, I knew all the customers. We were getting so many new customers that I'm not even sure, I'm starting to remove myself from it because I'm looking for big fish now. The little fish are just coming in, as they come in. Try to have that more personal, feel and talk. That's what we do with our manager. She knows everybody. That's her job. So that, oh, hey, Mary, oh, what, you want extra, bleach today or whatever, you know what I mean? It just goes a long way. They want somebody personal to talk to versus a recording or somebody doesn't know or sitting in an office halfway around the world. it just doesn't work out, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that's a competitive advantage because you're local and it's a real business, real person answering the phone, not someplace outsourced to a company that knows nothing about laundry. I think that, and customers could tell the difference. And they also know if you're intimate with the orders or whether it's call centers in a different state. So I think
Right.
there's tremendous value. And you also touch upon something too. I mean, we were in the exact same boat as you when looking at different software, some number of years ago, about 5 years ago. There's only one software company out there and they wanted a big chunk of our gross revenue. And that was just a no-go for us. And so we followed the golden rule, which is, do unto others as you do for yourself or so forth. And that is, why we don't do the, royalties or any of that stuff, because the software shouldn't cost more because you're doing better. If you're doing better,
Right, yeah.
You should benefit, not, we're a fixed cost.
Yeah, it's like a tool for like anything else,
Well, I'm really happy for your success and thanks for joining us on the state of the laundry industry. And until next time, yeah, thank you.